lose, the do-over. Watch us give love and life a second chance. It's the do-over. Join us as we re-love and relive.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Do-Over. I know that you guys have missed us. We have definitely missed you, and we are so glad to be back because we know that this particular episode is going to be so special because we have a guest today on the eve of his birthday. We get to sit down and pick the brain of my best friend, my partner in all things, the person who is my calm in every storm, the person who, listen, he is wise beyond his years, even though he's not that old, but yes, he's a wise man, and I absolutely love having you in my life, and I absolutely love sharing this platform with him. So today, I am going to interview Mr. Edison Dandara.
Oh, me? Wow, man. After such an introduction, even I can't wait to hear what I'm going to say. This is the do-over.
Yes, this is the do-over, guys.
Yeah.
And tomorrow
Yeah.
is Mr. Dandara's birthday.
Yeah.
And firstly, I'd like to start off by wishing you in advance a happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I wish you nothing but the best of all the years to come.
Thank you.
And I know that, you know, as you are a blessing to myself and to others, God will continue to bless your life.
Thank you.
I wish you a journey full of love, success, and happiness.
Thank you.
And hope it's all with me.
Thank you. I don't want to have the do-over part 2. This is it. Season 2 with another. No. This is it. This is the do-over. Yeah.
But okay, as we did for my birthday, we did an interview where he got to ask me some questions. And today I'll be doing the same. So this is your opportunity to get to know Mr. Edison Dandara a bit more. And to kick off, I mean, the basic question is just tell us more. We all know you are Mr. Edison Dandara from Harare, Zimbabwe, but tell us more about Mr. Edison Dandara.
I feel like this is a job interview. Tell us more about yourself. Firstly, before I even start talking, remember it's the jacket thing. You know, remember the last one I had that yellow jacket, and today I've got this greenish kind of jacket.
Yes.
And my memories of this jacket is, I think the day I wore it, I was apologizing for something. Remember that? And you even wore that. And
I wore this.
and I call it the Apollo jacket. Because I was apologizing. No, excellent.
What you must know, guys, behind you, what you must know is that if I did not get rid of Edison on the day that he wore this jacket when he was apologizing, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so this is just to show that I'm here to stay. And I mean, we're not dating at that time yet, right?
Yes, we were not, but you upset me. But
okay. So, the Apollo jacket is back. I'm not apologizing today. I'm just here to tell you a bit about myself. Right, where do we start? Wow. What do you want to know? I mean, come on, be specific.
Okay, wow, okay. No, just tell us more. You, Edison, you were, siblings in how many kids?
Okay.
What are you passionate about? Let's keep it to those 3 things.
Okay, cool. So, I'm the second born. I got 4 siblings, 2 sisters and my 2 brothers. I've got 2 amazing children. Tafuma, who's now a teenager, is turning 14 later on this year. And my sweetheart, my girl, my daughter, my princess, Michelle. Yeah, she's also turning 12 this year. So that is my life. Michelle and Tafuma, those are my kids. What else did you ask?
What are you passionate about?
Oh, okay. What am I passionate about? Firstly, I'm passionate about just acquiring wisdom. I think wisdom is the principal thing. I believe that, in all thy getting, get wisdom. Because even when we talk about anything, wealth or whatever, for example, in terms of wealth, the more wisdom you have, the more wealth you have. And at times people will say, what if someone just gets and wins the lottery? it only takes a bit of time before they're, like, for example, if their wisdom and their wealth were like this, they win the lottery, their wealth is now here. It only takes but a bit of time before their wealth comes down to their wisdom. So you need to get wisdom. So I'm very passionate about acquiring wisdom, and not just knowledge. Remember, in one of the episodes I spoke about the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Yes.
And I said knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing that you cannot put it in a fruit salad.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm big about getting wisdom. I'm also big about ensuring that I'm living my life through the purpose that God has given for my life. You know, and I feel that you have ignited that in me to ensure that I'm purposefully living my life. So, for example, I always give this example. Imagine you've got speakers, you know, speakers from a PA system or whatever, and imagine people are using those speakers to sit on as seats. People are using, I mean, they're useful. They can be used for that. But now that is not their purpose. If you're to use them for their actual purpose, which is to amplify or to produce sound, then they'll be more purposefully used and that kind of thing.
Correct.
And so a lot of people nowadays just live where they're in a place where they are useful, but they're not living a purposeful life. So that's one of the things I'm very passionate about. I'm also passionate nowadays about making sure that I'm in shape, my body is in shape, about running and that kind of thing. You know, I was doing that challenge recently, and I want to thank you for helping me out.
32 kilometers one day.
One of these days I ran 32 Ks, and that's because remember we've got a WhatsApp group for all the guys that I used to learn with in high school. I used to learn at a boys' school, and what we did is we put each other in our houses. You know, the ones that were at school, and we said, okay, the first house to reach 2,000 kilometers is the winner. So what that did is that, you know, in your own houses, you'd push each other. Come on, guys, let's run. And what we wanted to do was fellowship through running, okay? And in the process, get fit. Let me just share quick wisdom about keeping fit. One of the people that, you know, I've had an opportunity to sit with a lot of wise men, because, you know, I'm in pursuit of wisdom. So the universe just brings me wise people. I've had the opportunity to sit down with T.D. Jakes. I've had the opportunity to sit with the late Miles Monroe, and even people like Bishop Jerome Liberty. Now listen to this. So I saw him one time because he runs a church in Port Elizabeth. So he used to have these billionaires in training sessions that he used to have in Port Elizabeth. And I used to attend those. And so one year I see him and he's big. And like a year or 2 years later, I see him is trim. And I'm like, what happened? Is this the same guy? And the revelation was he likes cars a lot. So like the latest Mercedes AMG full house, he would have it, right? So the revelation was that the Spirit said to him, you're driving yourself in the latest car. But you're driving me, the Spirit, in a skolo kolo. And what that meant was, you remember the Spirit dwells in our body.
Yes.
And so his body was like a skolo kolo. So the question is, what does your body look like? If it were to be a car, what car would it be? Would it be the latest? So from that time on, and even I was inspired to ensure that when I drive the Spirit, I feel like the Spirit is being driven in a best car. My body is in condition, it's in shape. So yeah, every day I've resorted to put in a few kilometers of walking, whatever it is. So I'm passionate about that right now. I'm passionate about the do-over. Very much so, in terms of not just the show, but the actual process of doing over. Should I stop now? Maybe.
Yes, now we're going to be here the whole day.
Okay. All right. Can I just interrupt you before you go on? I know this is an interview, but this part relates to her. We just want to take a short break. Look at me taking her over the interview.
You know,
but remember, this is about you, babe. Listen to this. Listen to this. In the past, women used to face triple anomalies.
Yes.
One, because they were women, so it was a gender thing.
Yes.
Two, because they were black, it was a race thing. Yeah. And the third one is because they were black women. So remember, it was one thing to be black. It was one thing to be a woman. Man, it was another thing to be a black woman. Yes. One woman who has gone above all those things. From the streets of the United Nations, her words are now uniting nations. She's an awesome woman. She went to Zimbabwe and took over the radio and TV stations. Well, just don't hear it from me. Watch and see what happened in Harare, Zimbabwe.
And we'll be back to my questions.
This is the do-over. This is the do-over. Broadcasting live from Harare, Zimbabwe. Pocket Hill Studios. ZBC Pocket Hill Studios in Harare, Zimbabwe. It's International Women's Month, and I choose to celebrate my women
who is now international. From the streets of the United Nations in New York to Santon, Johannesburg, now she is in Harare, Zimbabwe, and she's about to share insights, and that will help women in business, entrepreneurship, and all these other things. How you doing, baby?
I'm well.
I celebrate you. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with me.
No problem,
Thank you
baby.
for
That's what I
supporting me.
like about the do-over and things, that we're here not to compete but to complement each other. And all
100%.
men should do that. You should look for your woman's strength and just compliment her. Cheer her on. Be the biggest cheerleader that you can be. So I'm here to cheer her on as she's about to get into there to do an interview on Good Morning Zimbabwe. It's a live interview on TV. Then she's got two other radio stations that she's supposed to be on, Classic 263 and Power FM, as she gives power to women out there. I'm proud of you, baby. Happy International Women's
Thank
Month
you,
to all the women
baby.
out there. And we'll keep you posted as she goes into I'll send you the videos of her live interview on Good Morning Zimbabwe. And I'm excited. Congratulations, baby. International.
Yes.
This is an international woman as we celebrate her on International Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. It's the do-over.
That was nice.
Now, this month is International Women's Month, and we continue to track and highlight women who've made a difference in various spheres of life. One such extraordinary woman was done extraordinary things in life is Lucille Gumbi, who is a businesswoman based in South Africa. She joins us in the studio to tell us about her journey and basically celebrate International Women's Month with us. Lucille, good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Talking about striking the balance and just going for what you want. I asked you earlier on before the interview what kind of business you're in, and you told me that you're in marketing. And we have a lot of career women out there who want to make it in life, who have a lot of business ideas, a lot of ambitions. What advice would you give to them, particularly in this moment and time where we have women facing various challenges?
I'd say don't stop exploring, don't stop going for what it is that you want, don't stop being a go-getter. Don't let anything stop you. There's a lot of things that's, there's a lot of limitations, there's a lot of this, that and the other, but it's really up to you on the walls that you break, the barriers that you go through. How do you do it strategically? Know if you're going for something, have a plan in place to go for it. You've researched, you know what are the obstacles, you know where are going to be your pitfalls, you know where there's going to be you should know where there's going to be certain stumbling blocks and so forth. And then just strategically plan your way. As women, we can't run away from the fact that there's so many things blocking us. There's so many things. You always have a plan, always have a strategy, and always know exactly what it is that you're going for, why you're going for it, and just keep moving.
Now let's look at certain mindsets, conversations, behaviors that shape us, maybe as people, some things that we're used to. Our conversation earlier on about challenging societal norms, and you said, you know what, that is maybe next to impossible because it is in our nature as women to fight. But looking at women again, I would say sometimes it is us women who fuel this patriarchal society. What can you say to women about this behavior and us being in Women's Month and wanting people to celebrate us and to push us on?
Yeah, I mean, perception is king, and your behaviors, your actions, it's what represents you in the world, and it's what people see. So it's up to you as a person. If you want the world to take you seriously, if you want the world to stand by you, if you want the world to support you, you've got to show the world what it is that they're supporting, what it is that they're standing by. So what your actions and the perception that you leave for the world needs to be one that I want to support you, I want to stand by you, I want to fight for you. So the more you push that, the more people are inclined to, males are inclined to, the world is inclined to, push with you. It's if you show that, I'm a fighter, I'm a fighting spirit, and I'm not backing down, and this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing, the world will follow you.
The world will follow you.
It's philanthropy, and that's the word that I like. Philanthropy is making a difference in your community. Being a part of something bigger. Share with us, what does philanthropy mean to you, and what is it that you're doing towards philanthropy?
Wow, it's helping others where you can, and in my space, what I'm passionate about is the plight of women and the advancement of women in society, in the world. And my
organization that I run is Leading Women Worldwide, which is it is the objective, the key objective is to motivate, inspire, educate women and assist them with positioning themselves to become leading women in our society. So I do a lot of programs along that, conferencing and training programs to assist women to get that kind of motivation and information from key leaders in various sectors in industry. But throughout the last year, based on COVID, we were unable to run any of our conferences and events. So I did a online kind of conferencing sessions where I interviewed various CEOs, various leaders of industry, of various industries as well, which is available. You can still go and I've uploaded those interviews and sessions on my Instagram live, which is Instagram Mrs. Lady Lou. And that is what this year, yes, we started it with COVID, but from third quarter, I'll be kicking off doing more programs to empower women. And I'm looking at doing that in Zimbabwe. That is actually one of the reasons, I'm here in Zimbabwe, is also to look at how can I bring leading women to Zimbabwe and, do similar programs that I've been doing in South Africa here, to just give women a support system, a place where they can be inspired, a place where they can be motivated, a place where they can be educated, where they can be given opportunities, because I try to link women to opportunities as well, because it's all well and good giving them all of these skills and giving them all the motivation, and there isn't places where it can be utilized. So that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to doing in from this third quarter of 2021, is doing more of that in Zimbabwe as well. So that is what philanthropy, that is really something that is close to my heart, that I've been doing since 2013 in South Africa. So it is really a part of me, and I'm looking forward to doing more of it in Zimbabwe.
Now, Lucille, based on your own experience, what advice would you give women, here in Zimbabwe, considering, pursuing a career, business, in any sector?
I'd say don't be afraid. Do your research, understand your why, have a plan, be adaptable, don't be afraid to learn as you go, and remember that failure is part of the process. When you fail, just get up and keep going. I just I would implore women to just be more resilient in your pursuits for your goals, and the time is now to focus on you, focus on your plans, your goals, and don't let anyone stop you.
And Lucille, how important is it, for women to lift each other up, and what does this mean to you?
Women should take it as a responsibility to be able to. It's your mental, your social responsibility to support each other. If you as women are not supporting each other, we're fighting against so many ills against women, inequality, gender-based violence, and if we're not supporting each other, who are we supporting and how are we uplifting each other? You want to see women holding bigger percentages in leadership roles, in government, in management, and so forth. But if we're not helping each other get to those places, who is helping us? So for me, it's very important that women should really wake up every day understanding that it is your responsibility to support each other.
Let's not forget about that, but just your final message, a few seconds, to women out there.
To women out there, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are warriors, and to never forget that your superpower, and make sure that your superpower always works for you.
There you have it, Lucille Gumbi. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is 9 o'clock and it's time for the news. What an interview, what a lady, what a woman.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed my interviews. I really enjoyed being in Zimbabwe, and I got a really warm welcome from the media out there, and I was really appreciated that. And I'm looking forward to going back and doing more work for the plight of women in Zimbabwe. Yeah. So thanks again to the media houses that accommodated me. Much appreciated. But now let's get back
that was amazing. Well done, babe. Well done. I remember some of the songs that you requested was "This Girl Is on Fire," Alicia Keys, and you're on fire, and I even remember we had follow-up interviews after the interview because you inspired so many people in Zimbabwe, and I just hope that leading women can also lead women in Zimbabwe. So Sorry, back to your questions.
Back to my interview with
Oh
Mr.
my God!
Dandara.
Oh my God! Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry
no.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So you tomorrow you turn a year older.
Yes.
You know, when we did my interview,
Yeah.
we were launching the do-over. We were
Yeah.
just starting. So,
Yeah.
you know, we spoke a lot about what the do-over is and
Yeah.
explained, you know, all of that. And
Yeah.
then, you know, we went on to, on our next episode where we spoke about, you know, how do you game over before you get to the process of the do-over. So that is kind of like the progression in which our conversations are going to be going in the episode, you know, from being in a marriage, getting out of a marriage, getting into, you know, new relationships. And I know that is a challenge for many, is how do we navigate the waters now on getting into a new relationship, you know? So I just, what were some of the things that you know, that when you started to now get into post-marriage relationships, you know, what are some of the things that you know, you were wary of, or you know, you looked out for, and that you were very particular about? You as a male, you know, what are some of the things that you know, governed your navigation into new relationships?
Nice. So what was my GPS? What did I put in my GPS and say, like, I'm looking for this? I think more than what I was looking for, it was what I didn't want. Okay. So, and also the thing is, to be fair, I wasn't ready to commit into another relationship, like another marriage, for example. I wanted to be in a relationship, but I wasn't ready to commit, to give that much commitment. And I think I covered that in the kitchen edition, where I spoke about involvement versus commitment. I wanted to be involved with someone. So I didn't want someone who wanted a very serious relationship. For example, I didn't want someone who wanted to get married at that point. Because I wasn't ready. I don't think I'd healed enough, and I don't think I gave myself enough time to say, okay, I've ended this, let me start this. No, I don't think so. So I wanted somewhere to, I think it's not good for men to be alone, right? So I didn't want to be alone. But I was still in a stage where I wasn't ready to commit to another serious relationship, a marriage, for example. So firstly, I just wanted someone who was, you know, willing to be in that, who was in that space. Secondly, I was looking for peace. I wanted someone where I could go home to and look forward to going home and not avoid. I wanted a friend. I wanted someone to talk to. I wanted someone to have conversation with. And I also wanted someone who would accept the position that I was. I had kids. I'd come out of this and that kind of thing. So yeah, I think peace was on top of my agenda. To just be friends again with someone that you live with, someone that you're friends with. To be in that situation. Yeah. So I think that was a big thing for me.
You know, you mentioned now that men don't want to be alone. I've always heard that, and I've just, you know, I've never understood. It's like you don't want to be alone, you know. But and would your want to not be alone, would it come at a sacrifice of, you know, just being with somebody?
I think what usually happens with men is men are kind of clear what they want in the beginning. Like maybe women might then say, they might want to get married, but a man is clear. Like when I see you and I'm with you, I know where you stand in terms of the category. I know this one is a marriage, this one is just for item. And even if a man doesn't tell you straight up, there's signs that will lead you to know that this man has made up his mind. You'll fall in this category, or in this category, and in this category. And it's rare for them to really change. If they've told you, no, I'm not getting married here. This is what I want. This is what I found in you, and this companionship, and this is what I want for now. That's really what they want. Yeah. So in as much as they can't be alone, so it's not really. You say, do they just do it at the expense of what?
Yes, of you know. You'd rather be knowing that this one is not the one that's gonna, you know, take you to marriage or be married to. But because you don't want to be alone, you're just gonna stay. You're just gonna be within.
Yes. And what I'm saying is, men usually give you the hint, or they tell you upfront that this is what we.
So in other words, you're saying it's up to us women to decide, because a man is just gonna stay.
Yeah, but most of the time, women then are like, nah, it's gonna happen. And maybe at times it does happen.
No, but we are those. We wishful thinkers.
At times you're like, no. I mean, because as you grow, into the relationship, maybe your affection kind of grows, and hopefully it will grow with the men, but at times and most times it doesn't. He's made up his mind on where you stand in his life.
I get this a lot from a woman who asks the question of, okay, so you start, being in a relationship. When do you feel like you need to introduce your kids to a girlfriend after you marry? Does it? Because I know me personally, I don't want to, and I know a lot of women that, we don't want to just be introducing every guy that comes around. Let's introduce, our kids, or, For you, what governed that process of, introducing your kids, or what were your thoughts around that?
Oh, that's a good question. I think my partner would tell you, and she's right here, she'll tell you that she went through a vigorous exercise of scrutiny before I said, guys, meet Lucille.
Yeah.
She had to tick so many boxes that, by the time she met my kids, I was sure she was the one, right? She had to understand that I come with my kids.
Yes.
There's no loving me without loving my kids. And I had to make sure that was the case, and not just a case of you telling me, yes, that's the thing. I had to do things that could help me see if that was the case before I actually introduce you to my kids. Because you're probably the first person I had introduced them outside their mother. So I had done all those checks. I had said, like I said, I don't know if I say this in a prior episode, how did I do this and how can you do this if you're trying to do this? Yes, I think I did say it, and it can also help someone who's trying, like I said, I would have something, maybe a plan and some funds available for that, and I'd say, no, this is what has happened with my kids. Can we item? Are you willing to sacrifice our fund and say, no, let's do this for the kids? Those kind of things. And you passed all those tests with flying colors. You'd be the one to say, no, let's do this with the kids. I'd even maybe give you something that the kids want to do and see if you'd remember, and you'd be the one to remind me, we need to do this for the kids, this. So yeah, that was a big thing for me. And it's important that you do that, pre-testing before you actually, and see that this person is the one. Because like you say, you don't want to be introducing your kids to so many people.
No, I've always wondered, are men also very particular? Because I've seen a lot of cases where it's just like, men are okay. I'm actually, to be truthful, I've seen it when some women is just taking every dictum in her, and now the kids are going for ice cream with this one. Next 2 months later, they're going for ice cream with this one, and they're doing this, this one, that kind of thing. But I've just found women are more particular about it. I don't know, maybe that's just an opinion, but I've just always found that women are more thoughtful in that process of who do I introduce my kids to, when do I introduce my kids to.
I think also the issue is this. Do you just want to introduce your kids a person who you want to marry, or you're also willing to introduce your kids whoever you're dating at that point? So if I'm a guy, right, and I date you, then I date someone, whatever, am I saying when I date someone, I introduce them to my kids? Oh, are you okay, babe? I don't know, something came out of the tree. So I'm saying, this is maybe, I'm one of those guys who are like, no, when I'm sure this is the girl I want, then I'll introduce them to my kids. But there could be some guys out there who are like, no, if I'm dating someone and even if it doesn't work or whatever, but that's the person that's in my life right now. Yeah. I don't want to then keep my kids away until a certain time when, no. So that's the thing. Are you introducing them when you have someone you're dating, or introducing them when you've dated someone and you now think this is the one you want to marry or whatever? Okay. Yeah, so I'm the latter. Well, I'm like, no, when I'm sure this is what I want to do and this is the one, I'll introduce them to my kids. Yeah. Okay. And also, let's say you stay with your kids. For example, they come maybe a week to you or whatever. I mean, it's kind of inevitable at times that they'll meet whoever. Yes. Yeah. That kind of thing. But like we said, I mean, it's best you keep them away until such a time that you're sure that they're the right people to meet your children. And you don't want too many people meeting your kids, because now they get confused. And they attach themselves to a certain person, and now another person comes and it affects how they receive that other person. So it's just a lot.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is a lot to burden a kid with the responsibility of attachment, detachment.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Attachment, detachment, exactly.
I think we don't realize how much of a process and how much of an emotional thing it is for kids. So, Mr. Danari, you're going into I mean, you've gone through relationships. You've now come into a new relationship. What have you learned about the process of? I'm sure you've because obviously before you met me, you were in other relationships as well. Yeah. What have you learned from the process of getting into a new relationship, exiting, an old relationship, getting into a new relationship. What has been your most important take out from that?
Okay, I think the first thing for me is I learned this the hard way. You should ensure that you've closed a certain relationship and had closure and had time to ensure that there's closure. So that's the first thing. Closure in terms of don't mix relationships. Make sure you end it. Make sure everyone is aware that this is where we are. We've ended it, clean slate. Then you start on with the new one, because this one will affect the other one, right? Second thing is, some people might think they've closed relationship and they think they might whatever. At times you need external help for you to have closure, because you carry some of the stuff from your old relationship to your new one. So you might have closed it or whatever, but there's certain things that are still there that will affect your new relationship. And so at times it's very important that you might also need to seek external help to help you. Yeah. So and my wisdom also is that you hold on to your history at the expense of your destiny. So the past should be a place of reference, not a place of residence. You shouldn't be staying in the past. But yeah, I learned the hard way. Make sure when you start a new relationship, you've properly ended a new relationship, because you'll lose great things that you've now invested in a new relationship. So make sure, please make sure, don't jump into the next one before ending one relationship. Very important lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here we are, birthday tomorrow. What is the one thing that you wish for your year ahead? What do you hope for in the next 12 months of your life before the next stage?
Okay, so I spoke about purpose as well.
Yes.
You know, I just pray I live in my purpose. Is this a time for a break though?
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. I'm not the best presenter.
Oh my God! Maybe it's time for a break. I think we
Let's
need to remember we had a competition.
Yeah.
The winner was going to get a floating basket experience or a picnic experience, and we asked 4 simple questions, and we asked people to DM us with the answers. So what happened is we chose 2 people, and they went head on in a Zoom call.
Yes.
Right. So let's zoom into Zoom and see what happened.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, so it's a tiebreaker. Okay, so wait, I gotta get now a final question, because the second one you guys didn't get. Okay. This is a fairly easy one. It's also from episode 1. Very, very simple. So let's go with it. Where am I from? Which city?
Lerato.
Lerato, yes, go for it.
You are from Durban, South Africa's playground.
Well done. Okay, that is the correct answer. But okay, that is the correct answer. Right. Thank you so much for playing, and thank you for answering us correctly.
Thank you for having us.
Because we are here to share love, and we are here to give abundant love to you guys. And for both participating, we're going to give you both the prize.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you so
That is
much.
so awesome. That is so awesome. Thank you.
Then we will discuss when is the best suitable time for Mr. Dandara and I to come and set up your romantic picnic for 2.
Thank you, guys. Bless you. You've made my day. I've had a very hard week. So thank you very much for putting a smile on my face.
No problem. Thank you so much. Sorry, Praise, what were you saying?
You two are so beautiful together, eh?
Thank you so much. Thank
I
you very
agree.
much.
You know,
Behind you. We are right behind this relationship. We love you guys. You guys exude so much fun and energy. I'm just loving watching you guys every single time that you interact, that you share your love with the world. It is pure, it is genuine, it is fun, I'm loving it.
Thank you so much, Lerato. I really appreciate it, and I know that we're gonna continue to have fun. Okay. So we are back, and thank you so much to Lerato and Praise We're looking forward to spending time with you. Hopefully, now we've gotten over Easter weekend and so forth. So yeah, we're looking forward to going to give you guys your prizes. So yeah, as I was saying, Mr. Dandara, you going into a new age. What is your expectation, or what would you like to see come out of your can I say your year of birth? Your 30. Oh yeah, because we're gonna be on the do-over celebrating your 40th. So yeah, your 39th year of life. What would you like to see in that year?
Okay, so this is from 39. I'm turning 39 now. So next year I'll be towards 40. So firstly, let's talk about the do-over. For me, I know, most people want subscribers and all those kind of things. I mean, it's good to have all those things. For me, my vision with the do-over is I want my life to be an inspiration to someone who's trying to do the do-over. And even if I affect one person who goes on to change the whole world, I'm happy. So that's my outlook for the do-over. I just hope our lives and our interaction can be inspiration to someone out there, and that their do-over can be doable. I mean, you've made my do-over so doable. So, that's one. Two, I want to be a great father, and I've always had this thing about. At times, I spend a lot, not much time with my kids because they stay with their mom. So I only have weekends or a few days with them, and at times, you're compelled to kind of spoil them when you see them because you don't spend much time with them. And so what I've learned over the years is that it's more important what you live in them than what you live for them. So for this year, I'm concentrating on putting a lot of stuff in them, wisdom, knowledge, stuff. I just want to, load them with stuff and leave something in them. So that even if you leave something because if you don't leave something in them and just leave something for them, it takes a while before they destroy what you've left. But if you leave something in them, they'll take care of what you leave for them. And even if you don't leave anything for them, they'll be able to make stuff for themselves. So regarding my kids, I just want to do that. I just want to do that. Give them, more wisdom. I want to be a great dad. For my partner, I want to continue to support her, to bring out the best in her, to be the best cheerleader, the best partner, to excel in all spheres, whether it's business, whether it's relationship, whatever it is. I want to do that. For my siblings, I want to be the best brother out there. For my parents, the best son. And I just want to make sure. One of the things I've always wanted to do was be a financial intercessor. I've always loved the story of the Good Samaritan who the story where he's on a horse, he finds the guy who's beaten down, and he gets off the horse, puts the guy there, takes him to it doesn't take him to a hospital, he takes him to an inn, a holiday inn, whatever it is, and pays for it, and he says, whatever the bill, it's paid. He gave them a blank check anointing to say, whatever the bill is, I'll pay. I mean, he had enough money to hire all these other people to do it, but he did it himself. So in other words, his money had a purpose. He wanted to serve. He wanted to intercede. So I want to be a financial intercessor who helps expand the kingdom, or just intercede financially there. So I want to do that. I went into Nelson Mandela's house at some point, and he says a man is not a man until he has a house of his own. I want to build a lot of houses between now and 40. I want to build a lot of places to stay so that every one of my kids has a place of their own. So I just want to make sure that happens before 40. Anything else?
That's a year.
Yeah.
Wow, yes, wow. That's a year. But yes, we got this. God's got this. Yes, you put it to the universe.
100%.
It is there.
100%. I mean, it's also about instinct. Like it's that thing in you that's burning in me to say, okay, let me give you an example. When they raise lions in a shelter or in a home, right? You've seen how maybe they rescue little cubs from whatever, or they start off in a shelter and they raise them in there. Do they still lock the gate?
I would imagine.
They still lock the gate, even though this lion only knows this. But they do it because there's always a lion instinct within the lion. Because, I mean, a lion is a lion. No matter what, it's got an instinct to say there's still more to do or to hunt for than. So, yeah, that's the instinct that I have. That's the passion that's all these things that I was telling you about. It's just an instinct, passion that's growing out of me to say these are the things I want to do for this year.
Okay.
It's time for a break.
It is time for that. So, guys, we went to Zimbabwe. I went to Zimbabwe. Besides, I got to have a great meal to try one of some of Edison's favorite things. And we were hosted by Tapiwa and Chaka, who really cooked amazing food.
And Watipa.
Who we're gonna steal. But check it out and see my Zim experience.
Yeah, she had some leaves in Zim. I think it was a suggestion that people gave us on a response in terms of what they wanted us to try, and just some leaves that you had. I'm sure you had a good time.
I did.
Thanks to Pio and Chaka. Let's go to their house now, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Here we are in pursuit of some of Zimbabwe's finest, as suggested by some of you. We were kind enough to be hosted by Tapiwa and Chaka, who made something out of the suggestions that came from you guys on our channel. So thank you to you guys, and thank you to her for preparing it. So Edison, what do we have here today?
Before I go on, I just want to say we're broadcasting live from Harare, Zimbabwe. And Tapiwa is right there. Yes, Tapiwa!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Just a disclaimer: it's not all my meat in here. The plate looks.
It's all his.
And that's all. That's all. Are those your plates as well, or we just?
Well, I'm here to eat all of it. So
anyway, cool. So you know what happened is we asked people for suggestions, and this is one of the things that came through. I should say Lucille saw this for the first time today.
Yes.
She thought it was a 4-leaf clover, but and she'd run into some luck. But anyways,
I did.
All the same. Now, Lucille, suggestions came that you should try this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's called mubora.
Mubora, okay. Mubora, right?
Yeah, something like that. So it's pumpkin leaves, right?
Okay.
And you know how we want to do it on the do-over. Mm-hmm. We want to link the ingredients to the do-over.
Yes.
So usually the hero here is the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
You take the pumpkin, you discard the leaves. But what we're trying to do today, as you can see, this lash green in the plate. I'm trying to ask you, is there a quality of yours? I mean, there's one that's outstanding, like the pumpkin. But is there a quality of yours that was maybe, or you may have overlooked it, and the do-over kind of pruned it? This is how you do it actually in real life, right? Right, Tapiwa? She can't say so. But is there a quality of yours, right, that you might have overlooked, right?
Yeah.
And through the do-over process, it was pruned. It was added a bit of spice or bicarbonate until it came out to this. Can you try it before we just try this?
I'm here to try it, definitely. Okay. And should I try it on its own, or should I mix it with everything else, or is it good on its own? Okay, let's see.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, it's very nice.
Just a disclaimer. It's not like, you know how on those cooking shows people are like, and they have to cut it. No, this is really nice.
Oh, no, I have to try it now with the salsa. Like literally,
tastes good,
it really is nice. No, but it tastes like something that we do have at home.
Maybe pumpkin leaves. I'm sure you got pumpkin leaves at home.
Not really. I don't know.
I hope your mom is
But
watching.
it tastes like, I think Marie said we should try squampa, something that we call squampa, which is also, I thought it's just spinach and pap, but when I'm tasting this now, it kind of has that kind of taste.
But I mean, before you finish the whole plate, I mean, we need to kind of answer. I mean, what quality of yours was pruned and processed until it became like the hero? Like maybe you didn't know it, or maybe it was suppressed. You know how the pumpkin just stands or whatever. What quality of yours do you think?
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me have some more.
Okay, take your time. Oh my God.
Okay, so we are back, and I really enjoyed my meal that I had in Zimbabwe. What are the leaves again?
Mubora. But you said it could be that. We said it could be what?
It could be, what is it?
Squampa.
Yes.
So if it's squampa, please hit us up and tell us if it's really if it's squampa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much, Mr. Dandaro, for your time and coming to share your words of wisdom.
It is well.
And being interviewed by me.
It is well.
But are there any last words that you'd like to leave with our viewers today? You know, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to celebrating your day. I hope you enjoyed with me. But yeah, any last words?
I mean, my birthday is on Good Friday. I'm sure it's going to be a good Friday. I'm sure it's going to be a Good Friday. And I know Good Friday is when Jesus died, but I'm sure that we want to always live a life worth what he died for. Last words, I believe that impossible is nothing.
Yes.
I believe that if you don't think it can be done, then don't disturb those who are doing it.
Yes.
I thank God for giving me a second chance. I thank him for giving me a partner like you who makes this do-over doable. I love you. I thank you.
I love you too.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Do-Over.
It's The Do-Over. Join us as we re-love and relive.